All right. Good evening. Welcome to this week's live training. Welcome, everyone. If you come on, just comment hello. Um, and hopefully I can see the comments. I'm trying to see where I can never see the, okay. Well, welcome. So like I said, if you come on, say hello, comment your name so I can see who's joined. So tonight I'm going to be sharing with you safeguarding your WordPress website. So 5 essential security tips. So these are going to help you keep your website secure and to be able to keep it up to date, to be able to attract those clients that you need for your business. Okay, so for the first tip, so keeping your WordPress, the core, the themes, and the plugins updated. And so I know I've talked about this a lot, but this is so important. Going in regularly to check the plugins for updates, even the themes. So if you use themes a lot, they have updates too. And so they just make them better. So through WordPress. And so you're going to go in to the back end of your WordPress site and complete those updates. If they show up, you're going to do those updates to ensure that you're running the latest version, you're getting all the information that you need, and to make sure they continue to work properly for you. And so I would suggest, you can either, some of them, you can enable them to do automatic updates, or you can just go in, set a time each week. Mine is Wednesdays. I set an alarm on my phone to remind me that this is the day I've set to do updates. So I will go in, I'll check the plugins. I will check the themes for any updates. I even go into my website, actually go into the website, pull it up, make sure that all the links that I have, because if you have like the link directing them to, maybe it's directing them to your Facebook group or to download something. So you can do that to guide them. So those are some important things. So remember to do those updates. And then if you put it in your mind, you pick that day each week, you're going to be able to continue to do it. And it's going to remind you to keep doing it. So number 2, use strong and unique passwords. So avoid common or easily guessable passwords. And I fall into this category too. And I need to remind myself, and it's probably a good idea to go in and check your passwords, make sure they're strong. Opt in for complex combinations of letters, numbers, and special characters. I don't know anybody else, but I know I always have a big problem with trying to remember passwords. But it's important, especially with your website, and you want to keep it secure and things like that. So it's important to go in and check those passwords, making sure they're good and they're optimal set. Can even use a password manager. And so I've been looking into this and thinking about using it. A password manager to generate and store secure passwords for your WordPress website. So that'll help you, and you'll have the password that'll be saved with that, the password manager. And it'll also be a secure password that's used. So you'll know that'll give that extra security to your website. So number 3, implement 2-factor authentication. So doing that, it adds that actually extra layer of security to your login process. And it significantly reduces the risk of unauthorized access. So enable a reputable 2FA, 2-factor authentication plugin, such as a Google Authenticator, or whatever authenticator that you use to require an additional verification step when logging in. I know I have this for my email through Google. I have the 2-step. And so I have it for some other things that I use that I want to keep secure. So that's something to think about when it comes to your website, also having that. So number 4, regularly back up your website. And this is an important one. So regularly backups are crucial safety net in case of unforeseen incidents. And I know this for a fact because I've had to use it before, and I was so grateful that I had a backup of my website. It was provided, and so you should look into your hosting. A lot of hostings provide that option, and my hosting, which I use, is Flywheel. It does that. It does it every day. It backs it up every day, and it's saved. And so that's something to think about too. And I was so grateful for that because I needed it. So I just went into my Flywheel, and I was able to go to where they house the backups, and I was able to, you know, upload it, refresh, and start over to that because that problem, and it fixed it. And so that's something to think about. So important to have, and crucial thing to have. And so you can, there's other options too. So if your hosting doesn't have it, you can look at Updraft Plus or Backup Buddy to schedule automatic backups for your WordPress files and your database. So story backups in a secure offsite location, especially if it's not through your hosting provider. Make sure you have a secure place to house them when those backups. And then the last one is install a security plugin and limit login attempts. So installing a security plugin and limit login attempts. So like such as WordFence, that's an option for security plugin, or Security. Offer robust features like malware scanning, firewall protection, and login rate limiting. So it's just another that protection. So it's especially if someone tries to log into your your website, they get a hold of your password or something. So that's going to deter that, and it's going to prevent that from happening. And those deter those, attacks on your WordPress website, because it can happen. And so that's why it's important to look at all these, updates, to look into those secure things that are available, to updating them and keeping them updated. So these are just some of the things to do to keep your website up to date. And so it's just and doing all these things, having that extra security, going in and updating your website, weekly, checking it weekly. This is going to help. And how does it help with, getting those additional clients to your website? It's going to help it to not having that downtime with it, not having it crash, not having that issue with somebody hacking it. And so you're going to know, and you're going to keep up to date with it. And so it's going to keep working for you in the back end 24/7. And so that's some things to think about, important things to think about. So yeah, so those are the steps. So backups, making sure you have the backups, the plugins, the themes, making sure you have a unique password, a secure password, implementing the two-factor authentication, installing a secure plugin to avoid people attempting to hack your site, and to forward fighting it against that. So those are some things to think about when it comes to your website. And so if you have questions, post them below, and I'll be able to help you with that, to assist you with that. And so those are some things too. If you're, you don't have the time to, to take care of those updates and stuff, I do offer monthly website maintenance. And so I do have packages for that. And so if you're, interested, that you want to learn more about that, please, you can comment in the comments or just send me a message. Feel free to message me. And so I can help you with that, looking into, getting doing that stuff and making sure your website stays up to date. And also wanted to remind you about the workshop that I do have coming up on the 28th. It is free, and it's just going to be going over the back end of WordPress. I know sometimes when you're, it's a lot to take in, especially when you don't do it all the time and you're not working it all the time. So if you're needing to add, a page to your website, update the content, and you're looking at the back end, you're not even sure where to begin, or you're afraid you're going to mess something up, come and join me at this workshop. I'm going to go over all the back end, and we're going to go through the back end, show you the different things that you can do, navigating the dashboard, the different things that are available, understanding the media library, user management roles, and working with themes in the plugins, and much more things that are on the back end of WordPress. So whether you're a complete beginner or you just need a refresher, this session is perfect for you. So yes, so June 28th, it'll start at 6 p.m. So I will share the link in the comments. Go ahead and register there. It is going to be on through Zoom. And then so go ahead and register there and join us. And so if you have any questions, like I said, watch the replay, comment your questions in the comments, and I will be sure to answer them. I will see you next week.